Welcome to War Games. We will get you ready for your next sales opportunity. Are you looking to win the sales battle? You have joined the right team. Here on the War Games Group, we take the strategies and mindsets from the most successful salespeople and share it with you. With our help, you won't have to fail your way to the top. When it comes to crossing the minefield of sales, step in the footprints of those that crossed before you. Prepare yourself for boot camp and beyond. It's time for War Games to begin.
Shall we play a game?
Hey, welcome everybody to War Games. Let me bring a couple VIPs in. There we go, making the screen look better. So, here, let's move it over this way. There you go. Look at that. Now I'm more important. Okay, we're going to go back. So, hi, everybody. Today, what I want to talk about, welcome Amy Lee, welcome Yesenia. What I want to talk about today is the level of commitment that you have. What is your level of commitment as far as in your business and what it is that you're doing? And so when I say that, what am I looking for? So on a scale of 1 to 6, because we're different that way, right? On a scale of 1 to 6, where do you see you are sitting in your business? So is it that, are you sitting at a 1 where you're just interested, or are you saying that maybe you're a level 6 where you're innovative? And I want to give you each one of those levels, and I want to give you what it is that defines each one of those. And so that's what I look at and want to do. So JR, good day to you as well. So I want to sit down. So let's start talking about our level of interest in our business and our level of commitment and who we are. Look, we got some more prettiness to add to the screen. There we go. So as you look at it, if you're a level 1 just simply means what? It means you're interested. What does interested mean? It means you're aware of the basics and you add to the knowledge. It's more of a casual understanding. So the most you'll ever achieve is something that is average. Okay, so this is the equivalent of you saying, I am interested. I'm going to flip through a magazine, or I'm going to listen to the news while I'm working, right? Or I'm out doing this. I'm thinking about maybe there's something to do with fitness, so I may check a couple Instagram posts and go on. But that's the level. Your level of commitment is just, I'm interested in it. It's nothing special. Okay, so now can you understand that some people operate their business at that level? Okay, and what do? They sit back and say, oh, well, I am in business, right? And so I'm in business, and because I'm in business, right, I'm going to be operating at that level of interest. And so they never get more than just becoming an Instagram sensation in their own mind, right? Because I got all 4 of my followers following me, right? And they listen to every word I say. So that's one of those individuals. So level 2 means you are now informed. And when I say informed, it means you're knowledgeable because of your persistent, intentional study. So you are sitting down saying, I want to learn more of this. So your potential goes from average to a potential of excellence. It doesn't mean that you're there. Okay, but it is something that is potential. Scott Ricard, welcome. Larry Schneider, always count on Larry Schneider being here and hanging out. So if you look at that, what does that mean? That means now you decided that you are going to sit back and say, I'm going to now subscribe to magazines. Maybe I'm going to start buying books on the subject. Okay, I'm going to take a class. And you know what? I'm going to attend a seminar. Woo! And maybe I just might want to make it something intentional in my life. Okay? But you're just informed. So I look at this too. If you look at everything that goes on in life in general these days, you look at this and say, how committed are you to finding what is really happening, right? How committed are you to digging deeper into every subject matter? Some people just, it's all I care about is I want to call myself informed. Now, some people operate their business as somebody who's informed on their topic, but nothing more than that. So that's the level 2 person. I'm going to throw it up there. Facebook user Aaron, I can see it's your name. That's why I know it's you. So how are you, Aaron? Thanks for jumping in. So level 3 is somebody who's more what we call involved. So somebody who's involved, right? They're knowledgeable because of studying and activities. So not only are they learning something about it, but they are actually coming back with, I'm going to learn and start to apply. So there's an actual desire of excellence. Yes, that's me waving to you, little one. So that's everyone waving to you. So when you look at that, that person on level 3 who's involved, right, has their desire for excellence, and what they're doing is they're taking what they're learning and they're applying it to life. Okay, and they're beginning to make positive changes, and you can see that in their life. So as in the business world, what does that mean? It means I start to acquire clients. Okay, it means I'm starting to get my clients. So I've gone from, hey, I think I want to have a business, to I'm going to start doing a couple things in there to make sure I have a business. Miss Farha, welcome. So when I look at that, that person's come down now. Now the involved individual sits down and says, I'm going to start making changes. I'm going to start applying things. We're not running ads. We're not doing anything that's committed to anything. We're just going to put out there. A lot of times this is in the infantile stage where what is it you're going to try and do? I'm just going to try to give away things to people so that I can have a client base, right? They're the ones that are comfortable with a low entry point to bring people into the business and to do it. Okay. Level 4. Okay. Now this is where most people will sit and stay. This is the immersed level. What does immersed means? It means I'm recognized as somebody, okay, that has an expertise in this area. Okay. So you could be in the really, really top-notch level, but you're just sitting at this point. You're just above the pack. Okay, so you went from involved in getting there to, yeah, I'm just a little bit. Okay, now understand, it takes a lot to get yourself to the top of the pack. It takes a lot, but that's, again, what does it take? A different level of commitment. And so if it's going to take that different level of commitment, we want to make sure we recognize that. So my immersed person starts to rise above the pack. They stand out in the crowd. They're listed more as I'm an expert or a specialist. Okay, and they have desire for people to actually find out who they are. Okay, so people will seek them out. And that's what you're looking at, is somebody seeking them out. Charles Coachman, the head of my unparty people, how are you? Okay, number 5. Now, again, can we see that's where most people sit? Some people will look, if they dig for you, they can find you, but you are recognized as somewhat of an expert, but not there. That's level 4, and that's where most people will end up sitting at immersed. Okay, so then you got to take a next step level. The next level of commitment is going to be invested. Okay, so now invested, I'll define it, right? You are recognized as a leader in the field. You're consistently performing at an excellent ranking. People like you, people know who you are, right? And it's starting to come out. You invest your time and your talent and your treasure, your money, in improving. And you're clearly committed to education improvement and seeking a higher standard of performance. So that's what you're doing, but you are delivering it consistently. And everybody is going, wow, you are not only the master of your craft, but you are continuously trying to get better. Okay. And you'll see that in a lot of people. You'll see people that are leaders in their industries at other people's events because they're trying to learn how to become even better of a leader. And that's the person that's invested. And that's when everybody starts to notice you and you start to climb. So start and look in every one of your fields, for everyone on the screen and everybody in the audience there. Stop and look and say, how many people are in the same field as you? right? And where do you wash out in the world? So again, everybody needs to know where you're at. Now, level 5 means you are completely invested and you're in. Now, level 6, the top level. And every one of us has a level 6 person that we know that we're trying to become. If not, we should be that person. Okay. So are you already there? But are you recognized as the leader in the field? This is the innovator. Okay. This is the person that doesn't seek the authority from this. This is the person who has earned the authority from it. You have delivered consistently. You've powered through level 4. You're in level 5, making yourself better. And what happens is you became the benchmark. You became what everybody is seeking for. And that level of commitment, okay, required a lot more time, a lot more money, a lot more investment as far as a business. And that means what? You discover new innovative ways to increase your own value by meeting the needs of others. And so that's what we're looking for. So when I look at people and I look at all the things that are going on, right? That's exactly right. Amy Lee sent me that message, right? Uncle G, right? If we look and say, who is that person that has mastered themselves enough and committed and gone to that point of being innovative, that would be Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is that individual that's out there that puts himself out there, right? Doesn't mean we have to all agree with his tactics, right? But at the bottom line, he has redefined himself through many industries because he is continuously trying to get better. And so when you look at that, you can also flip it over. Gary Vee is another individual. Okay. And so we have Gary Vee out who said, look, I'm just going to go out there. I'm involved. I'm going to look at this. Gary Vee can help anybody from, hey, let's go to garage sales and flip toys, all the way up to major things. That's his new thing, Emily. So he goes out there and tells you, hey, go pull up eBay while you're at a garage sale. When you find something with tags on it that's a toy that nobody's using, go look it up and see what it's selling for on eBay. And you can turn $100 into $1,000 really quick and go back and forth. And so when you look at that, that's what I'm trying to say is that we need to develop ourselves to the point. Now, Gary Vee also does Vaynerchuk Media, right? His whole company is all about, let me get branding and put it out there. Now, one of the things you have to be careful with, okay, and I've been told this by people a bunch of times, you have to be careful with what your methodology is, okay? Because, for example, Gary Vee, who is out there now, started with, I don't have to charge anybody for anything. I'm going to give you everything for free, right? All I want to do is give you the information. And now Gary Vaynerchuk is saying, if you want the stuff, you need to pay for it. So that goes contrary to what he had said before. So what I want everybody thinking is let's put it out long term. And again, what is your level of commitment? If you only plan on being that level 4 individual that says, hey, I'm pretty good at what I do, and this is where I'm at, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you really are saying, again, where does the big money come? The big money comes in level 5 and level 6. And the big money is level 6 because you're the one person they're seeking out to say, let's go on there. Okay, so if you look at it, the level 5 gets invited to a 10X. The level 6 put on the 10X. Okay, and so that's what I want everybody stopping to think about. Because if you're going to go out and go, look, I just help people. That's all I do is I help people. I'm just a big helper. Well, then that means you don't get to charge for being a helper. I just help people do this. No, some people get offended if you want to earn a commission on your helping them, right? And they go, I don't understand. Why do you have to earn a commission? You're just here to help me. No, I'm here in a business, and you need to be. You know who's really good at explaining this is a business and this is how we work? Ken Walls, right? Ken Walls spits out to you all the time, goes, this is business. I'm in here for business. I'm here to make money. And this is why we do things, right? And so some of us get so caught up in the feels, and some of us so get caught up on, I just genuinely want to help people, There are a bunch of people, I will tell you right now, that do live streams on Facebook, but have no way to monetize. And I would rather we looked and said, how do we make it more of a business? And how do we do that? Now, if your business is already all encompassing and helping you to actually make your money, then give back, right? I transitioned with War Games. War Games was my way of allowing people that were working for companies or on their own that didn't have access to training to get training, right? And I said, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to do it for free, and this is where it is. And then for 3 months, I explained, hey, guess what? We're done being free. All of the information for 1 whole year has been put out for everybody to understand that I've given 52 weeks worth of information for you to become better at sales. All of that has been out there. Now War Games becomes something that is designed for more business. Why? Because you'll take it more serious than you would before if you were actually paying monthly. And it's sad that we have to get to that point, that if you don't pay for something, then you don't appreciate it, right? And I look at that and I say, I want everybody in their business to understand you deserve a commission. You deserve to be paid for what you do, right? And I want everybody striving to be the level 6, the innovator, the person that is pushing them up there. And that level of commitment is needed. And that's going to take time and money for you to invest in you and the right tools and the right things that go through. I'm one of the crazy people that went and got a 4K camera, lights, right? I have like 4 different green screens behind me. And now you guys have to stare at a light bulb, right? Because that's just how I roll.
Can I add one tiny thing to that? Just
yeah, absolutely. Of course. Okay. VIP, roll it.
The one thing I wanted to say is you mentioned, that it's kind of sad that we have to charge for things in order to make people value them. And what I want to say, just as a pushback to that, is that when we don't allow someone to energetically contribute to the channel, we rob them of the transformation, because it has to be an exchange. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary exchange, right? It could be a barter, it could be for a testimonial. But if there isn't an energetic exchange, then what ends up happening is that person doesn't get the same value as Straubit, doesn't get the same value of my serious girl and my goofy girl, doesn't get the same value out of it because of the fact that they didn't put in for it. So it's not so much that it's like, and that's what you get, and too bad it's this way. It's designed that way because you need to have that energetic investment in order for it to really mean something to you, because otherwise your brain says, well, this was free and it's here whether I needed it or not. So if I don't take advantage of it, then I'm not out anything.
Right. And again, but it's also the individual. What is your level of commitment?
Yeah.
Right. If you look at the level of commitment that goes through, there are people that watch War Games just because they're going, it's interested and I was available at the time. Right. And then there's other people that sit back and go, well, I want to be informed more, and then I want to be more involved, right? I always crack up when I go back and there's comments later because people are watching the replay. Because I always sit back and I'm like, wow, people are watching the replay. But I know I put it out for that availability, right? I loved it when Jaime went back, said, I can't figure out what were the stats that so-and-so said on one episode. I can't find it. Right. But to him, he was like, I need that information. And I know it was already given to me. I know already had it. And I'm so glad I have access to it. But somebody show me where the thing was. Right. And that to me was great, because his energetic involvement was, hey, I've been in here. I've donated time. I put myself in here. It's all there. And again, Karen, welcome to you. So, but that's what I wanted to throw out. What I wanted to do, and today's going to be quick, short, to the point. Why? Because I'm committed to just getting you a good War Games. And so when I look at this, I want you to understand, you got the 6 different levels. Are you interested, informed, involved, immersed, invested, or innovative? That's where I want you to ascertain where are you at. And I don't want you typing anything in and saying, this is where I'm at. This is for you. Okay, we're not looking for publicly go tell me I'm a 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a 3 or you are a 6. If you were a 6, we all know you're a 6, right? Because you are the person leading your industry. But again, I don't think you have to decide to be that person, right? There's certain individuals that really, really need to be the 6, okay, and put on all that stuff. That's great. I love that. Go be the 6. Okay. My goal is to be that level 6 individual that is that person. But when you look at all of the people that are out there in your industries, now I cross industries, right? So the game of sales goes across, but there are special niche markets that I can go into that I can dominate in, right? And one of the things I was listening to today, because I was going through John Dumas's little book, and he was saying you need to get there and start drilling down your niche market to the point that you almost get scared that it's too small, right? And that's where he goes, when you get to that point of saying I'm only looking for this people, that's how you become a 6 in that market. Okay, Charles Coachman, you're not a 3. So we look at that one. Andre Torres, welcome. I know you're Andre Torres because my other screen. You're just Facebook user to the rest of us. But so again, stop and ask yourself, where are you at? And guys, you can do the same thing as an employee, right? I'm not saying anything that it has to be specific to this, but we got employees that show up that are just informed about their job. Right. And that employee is just there to collect a check and move on. And when you get to that employee that becomes that level 4 and that level 5 employee, that person becomes the go-to for everybody and starts doing it. And then they can end up, right? They'll never end up being the individual that's going to be the owner of the company. Sorry, guys, pyramids only have one point, right? The owner is always going to be the owner. There's always going to be more employees than there is. That's just how the business world is built. Okay. Andre's back, but yes. So, but when I look at that, guys, all I want you to do is recognize where you're at and let's go and push for the next level. But if you're sitting in the 3s and 4s, it's a hobby. If you're already retired and this is what you do, then great, stay there. But it's a very, very bad situation to be sitting in, to be lost in a sea of other people. And how do you become that individual that can actually be the one that steps above and starts being recognized as an expert, as the expert that goes through? So if there's any questions of my VIPs, feel free to ask.
I do actually have one. So when we recognize that we want to go higher on this, scale, what would be some good next steps? Like is there something we could further that with you, or is there something you recommend that we do to get into alignment with that next level identity? What are your thoughts there?
So to me, what I would be looking at, right? Excellent question, Amy Lee. It was almost like I texted it to you before we started, but I didn't. You can tell she's genuinely laughing. So what I'm going to say to you guys is that you have to do something, okay, that's going to expand in your education and your ability to improve yourself. So stop and ask yourself, what is the area I most need to focus on? Sometimes it's going to be advertising. Sometimes it's going to be messaging. Sometimes it's going to end up being, is it just cleaning up your Canva work and you need Amy Lee to tell you how to do it right? Okay. So again, you have to stop and ask, are you branding yourself correctly? So if I go brand myself, right, as the best coach for this thing, it's not me, right? I don't take the role of coach very often. Coach means it requires way too much involvement with me. Okay. I'm a trainer. I'm a guy who walks in and says, I'm going to show you these steps. This is how it's going to be. Right. One of the best compliments I had from Aaron, who's on here watching. Aaron was in my office the other day and he sat down and he goes, I watch your material. You give us something tangible that you can walk away and actually implement afterwards, where a lot of people stay top level and just say, go be great. And I'm like, no, go be great. I have no direction. I have no idea where to go. And so when you look at that, stop and ask yourself, guys, I went into Google the other day, and Google has courses in their system on how to run Google AdWords the right way, how to run YouTube videos and YouTube marketing the right way. Why? Because I can outsource it. But how do I outsource it and then hold somebody accountable if I don't know what it is they're supposed to be doing? And so I'm going through Google AdWords. I understand SEO, SEM. Guys, I've sold it. I've been part of companies that do this all the time. But my answer is Joe Ingram is not Google AdWords certified. And so I'm going through the courses and I'm going to learn the material so that I can do it and I can understand it better and hold my team accountable more. And I can look at it and say, that's me increasing my education, right? It's me increasing. I sat with a prospective client the other day that in their own company, when they Google searched for something they sell, they didn't show up, right? And I had to sit back and go, do you guys understand whoever's running this for you is not doing the right job? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, if you sell, okay, so if it's me and I'm in my office and I type in sales training near me and my office doesn't show up on the search, right? It's horrible. You're doing something absolutely incorrect. Okay. I know if you go Google search for Joe Ingram, okay, and you search Joe Ingram, you're going to find me way down at the bottom because some guy named Joey Ingram plays poker and has for years, has been on the World Poker Tour, and he out SEOs me like nobody's business. But if you go type in Joe Ingram space BDC for Business Development Center, I own the whole page on Google. So my branding is right because that's what I've been doing for years. Okay. And so are you doing it the right way? But that'd be my first thing is go increase your knowledge on there. The level 5 person. Hi, Miss Sandy. The whole level 5 person is about investing in themselves to go further. Do you need to say, I need to pay Joe? Joe doesn't like to do individual coaching, right? Even my own clients know I don't like to do individual coaching. But the goal is what? I want to sit down and say, I want you to be better. If you say, Joe, I need help in this area, I will direct you to the person that can do it. Right. And that's what I need you to understand. But the first thing you have to do is recognize that you need help in a certain area. Okay. I look and say, branding wise, I worked with a company before. I built out my brand, got my logo, got the stuff going. It made all perfect sense. But now to go to the next level, I have to push myself forward, and that's going to take time and money. And so that's what I want you guys to address. And that's where we're at. Anybody else questions, comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that step 1 is identifying you have a problem. So you really got to go through those levels and honestly assess yourself, because if somebody just says, hey, where are you at in that, you're going to put yourself up in that 5 and 6 category, probably without actually looking at what those people do and what you do from a day-to-day basis that's going to make you different. And then knowing where your baseline is, then you can kind of set the goals ahead of you in there. But you got to honestly assess where you're at in your business with your time, your schedule. Some of those things is just schedule. Are you scheduling those things out? And then identifying what it's going to take to get you to level 4, 5, 6 from there.
Excellent. So thank you very much. With that, guys, it's 2:30. I said it'd be a quick one. So I want to do that. I'm going to go plug in the 6 different levels into the Facebook chat so you guys can go through them and look at them and give yourself a valid assessment, right? Don't.
That would be a fabulous Facebook post for the group, wouldn't it?
That would be a fantastic post from my Facebook group expert that's there. So I appreciate you. Thanks so much, everybody. I want you to say, have a wonderful day. And as always, go out and sell something.